Hello everyone, my name is Norma and today I'm going to show you how to be cool. Okay, I'm kidding. What I'm actually going to show you is how to stay cool during the summer because these hot summer months last for a really long time. And even though we are already in August, it's not going to get cold until November, so we have quite a bit of wait. So stay with me so I can show you how to stay cool during the summer. So I wasn't kidding when I said that this video was all about how to stay cool in Vegas. But I guess this portion is more about how to stay cold in Vegas. We're located at the -5 inside of the Venetian Hotel. And it's located on the 2nd floor right by the end of the gondolas. So it actually is -5 degrees, but that's going to be in Celsius. So it's more like 23 degrees Fahrenheit. But honestly, it's still really cold. I think it's super cool in here. Everything except for the ceiling and the floors are made of ice. So that's going to include the walls, the furniture, the bar, and even the cups. There's 3 different admission packages. The first one is called the Cool Experience, and that's just to walk in. It's going to be $24, but it is going to include the blue parka and gloves. Then you have the Coolest Experience, which still comes with the blue parka and gloves, but it also comes with 2 iced cocktails. And if you want to wear the furry parka like I am, you have to get the VIP experience. But it's also going to come with 2 cocktails, a digital photo, and a souvenir gift. -5 does allow kids ages 7 and up, so they do have kid packages and mocktails. But speaking of, mine is a mocktail and it's already freezing up. Yeah, that's how cold it is in here. Now, even though they do provide a parka and gloves, I still recommend come prepared. So bring closed-toe shoes and pants. First time I came here, I was in shorts and flip-flops. That didn't go very well for me. So even though we did freeze our butts off at the first place, I do want to show you one more location. This one is called Ice Bar. It's located in the middle of the Lake Promenade, so we're just going to do one more experience. So -5 and Ice Bar are actually part of the same company. So the packages to get in are the exact same. Plus there's one more location over at Mandalay Bay. So I didn't mention this when we were at -5, but when you get the VIP package, your souvenir gift is going to be the hat. This time I got Olaf. And I really like their coats here. This is like very Cookie Monster, or like Sully from Monsters, Inc. This location does stay open a little later. Sunday to Thursdays until midnight, and then Fridays, Saturdays until 2 a.m. So you can stay here and party the night away. So although kids 7 and older are allowed in, just remember, it is 21 and over only after 9 p.m. It's actually kind of cool checking both out. -5 is very classic, and in here it's going to be very fun. A lot of hotels, a lot of hockey gear in here, so both are really cool to check out. Now before we continue, I just want to give thanks to the sponsor of this video, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes so people can take to up their creative game. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I hated going to school. So taking up Skillshare is really convenient because you get to watch the classes from the comfort of your own home and at any time that fits your schedule. Some of the classes are going to include lessons such as how to vlog, video editing, culinary photography, and even cooking lessons. And I love cooking, so I always want to keep on learning. I even found a class by the artist Kelly's called Creative Cooking, Simple Sauces to Elevate Every Meal. I guess she does know much more than just milkshakes. So if you guys want to give it a try, the first 1,000 people to use the link down below will get a free month trial of Skillshare. And now back to the video. This next place I want to take you to is an attraction. Now, Vegas does have tons of attractions, with many of them being indoors so that way you can stay cool during the summer. But there is a very specific reason of why I want to take you to this one. You'll see why. So when you first walk in, they're going to give you these boarding passes, which assigns you a passenger that went onto the Titanic. It gives you a little bit of a brief description of who they were, and at the very end, you'll find out if that person survived the sinking or not. So let's go ahead and get started. So the Titanic exhibit is one of my favorites to visit. Not only does it teach you about the Titanic event, but it teaches you so much about the 1900s era. It starts from the very beginning in 1908 when they first started the planning of the Titanic, and it even says that it took 10,000 workers to complete it. There's going to be videos all over the exhibit, but what I really love about this specific video, it's going to be in the second room as soon as you walk into the Titanic, is that it talks about all the different types of classism back in the day, how they treated third class versus second class versus first class. So it's kind of insane how money really predicted the way you were treated. One of my favorite facts out of the entire exhibit is going to be this one. There was 708 third-class passengers, but only 2 bathtubs that were scheduled by their stewardess. That's insane. I can't even imagine sharing one shower with 5 roommates. To be a passenger on the Titanic back then cost $40, which is about $900 today, which in my opinion, that's actually not that bad. That's kind of what going on a trip on a cruise ship costs today. So this spot we're here right now is going to be the grand staircase. If you happen to remember from the movie where Jack and Rose first met in the first class area. So this part right here, there's strictly no videography and no photography, so that's why we're not filming. But that's because they actually have a photographer here taking pictures for you that they'll sell for you at the end. So this is a replica to a first class passenger room. Now back then, to be a first class passenger, it cost anywhere from $2,500 to $4,500, which in today's world, that's about $57,000 to $103,000. That's insane. I can't imagine paying that much for a room on a ship. So remember in the beginning when I said why I recommend this attraction to stay cool during the summer? I'll show you why right here. So starting in this room, it's going to start talking about the actual sinking of the Titanic. They were warned several times about the icebergs ahead, but the captain just didn't listen, which led to their terrible fate. So this is going to be one of my other favorite rooms here at the exhibit. It's going to be a replica of the deck, and here they make it seem like you're there on that night of the sinking, right before the actual crash, so you can hear all the waves, and then you see what it looked like during that starry night. And the reason that I think this is a great attraction to visit during the summer is because they actually make these rooms colder in anticipation as if you were there during the sinking. So it is going to be a little bit colder. It's going to be maybe into the high 60s, which considering it's actually pretty cold. That's why I even wore a long sleeve shirt. I know it's in the middle of August right now, but this is the only reason I wore this long sleeve shirt, because I knew we were going to come here to the Titanic exhibit. So besides the rooms getting colder, they also have this iceberg in the middle of the exhibit, just again so you can kind of like imagine what it was like to be there. Usually you are able to touch it, but due to COVID, of course, they're not allowing anybody to touch it at the moment. So basically only a third of the people survive. That's horrible. So when Titanic came out, I was just a kid, and the first time I saw it was actually at home, and thank God I did, because when I saw that movie, I cried my eyes out. I was bawling like I had never cried that way in a movie. So even though it did make me cry, it's still one of my favorite movies, and it made me appreciate this exhibit so much more. And this final room right here is going to be the list of everybody who did and did not survive, which is where we're going to find out if we survived or not. Okay, so this shows that I did survive, but that's because it was mainly women and children that were allowed on the boat, so I did survive. All right, so now we're gonna find out if my cameraman made it. That really sucks. It was majority of the crew and third class who didn't make it. So something else that keeps you cool during the summer is to have an ice cold beer. And here in the Arts District, they have so many breweries and bars. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you one of them. Right off of Colorado Avenue, in between Commerce and Main Street, you're gonna find Cerveza. Now, personally, I love the name. I think it's really creative because Cerveza is Spanish for beer, but it's just kind of spelled a little bit differently. That way non-Spanish speakers can say it properly. Plus, I do believe they're one of the first craft beer bottle shops and tap room to be owned by Latinos in Nevada. They carry 24 different craft beers from around the world on tap, and they have a beer cave inside of a walk-in fridge. I'll show you. So you're just gonna step in here, choose your beer, then you're gonna place it on one of these shelves right here. That way the bartender can serve you and ring you up. And it's really cold in here, so if you just came in from the scorching heat, just step inside here, buy one of these beers, you can cool down really fast. So Sandy recommended I try this horchata beer right here, so we're gonna go ahead and give it a try for you guys. Plus this is like a Mexican bar, so we have to try something Mexican. So how cool is this? They dip the glass into cajeta and then they dip that into cinnamon sugar. So that goes perfect as an horchata beer. Smells so sweet already. Wow, like a churro. Wow, that really is like a mix of horchata and like a churro for me. Sandy did not disappoint. It's kind of cool because you get left with all this cajeta and like sugar on your lips. And again, for a super hot day, this is perfect. Now, one of the items that they're most known for is also my favorite, and that's going to be their michelada flight, and they even make their own michelada mix here too. So the way they do this flight here is a little bit different. They happen to use the exact same michelada mix across all 4 of them, but it's the beer that's different. This first one's going to be a Mexican lager, followed by a mango cider, a guava cider, and then a pineapple cider. We're going to go ahead and start off with a classic with the Mexican lager michelada. That is really yummy. It's actually really mouth-watering, and then this whole rim right here just gives it that extra sour punch in there. Next up, mango michelada. It's pretty smelling. Ooh. Oh, this actually kind of tastes like the Mexican mango pops that they sell over in Mexico. Super good. Guava's next. That's really nice, actually. I really like this one. Like the guava flavor isn't super strong, but this overall is still a little bit sweet. And then finally we have the pineapple one. Ooh. I feel out of all of them, this is gonna be the most sour one because of course it is pineapple. It's kind of hard to decide because they're all really delicious, but I think out of all of them, the mango one is gonna be my favorite just because it reminds me of that mango Mexican lollipop. So if you do happen to be in the area, make sure you come check out Cerveza. And also if you're hungry, they do have different food trucks every single day of the week. So to stay cool, you basically have to stay indoors. And yes, casinos are a great place to do that, but I wanted to switch it up. So we're here at a local casino and we're gonna do something in your typical visit. So today, we're gonna go to the movies in style. This local casino is a Palace Station and it's actually really nearby the Strip. It's literally 5 minutes away driving from the Strat. This movie theater is my favorite from all of Las Vegas. It has a bar, pool tables, games, and an indoor and outdoor lounge. I really like this outdoor lounge. Just buy a drink at the bar and come sit outside and enjoy the view. And tickets to see a movie are not that bad. It's $11 per person, regardless of the date or time you come in. When you do come to Cinebarre, make sure you come hungry because the food here is awesome. And I don't know if you noticed, but there is no concession stand out at the front. And that's because servers actually come to you and you order everything from your seat. I honestly recommend to come early. Have some drinks at the bar, play some pool, enjoy the lounges, and even come early into the theater. That way you have time to order food. Love their popcorn, super buttery. And it's a pretty extensive menu. They have burgers, sandwiches, snacks, pizza, wings, salads. They have a lot to offer.
Duncan, can I trust you with something?
Really good pizza, super cheesy too. And there's not that many movie theaters that make their own pizza, so I'm thoroughly impressed. Movie starting. Okay, so one last thing. I know you guys might be thinking, where are the pools? Well, I already did create a pool video, so if you guys are interested in that, I'll go ahead and leave the link down below. But again, thanks so much for watching. Please make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, share with your friends, and comment below. Tell me what you guys like to do to stay cool during the summer. But thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm gonna take these off. Okay, 2 iced cocktails, a souvenir gift. It's so cold in here. Okay, minus 5. Minus 5. Ah, shut up. Like, I didn't do one more other experience. So this time I got Olaf. Me agarré el pinche pelo. So obviously to stay cool. So obviously it's literally like 1 mile away from the stratosphere. Sorry. Theater is my favorite in all of Las Vegas. It has a pool, a bar. Sandy and the Attack of the Flies.
It doesn't leave you alone. They're nasty.
Exhibit is that they. Hold on. Yeah, no. Okay. And this fine. Stop. Excuse me. Excuse me. Arts District, there's so many brews. Just so the non-Spanish speakers can pronounce. It's pretty creative because Cerveza means Spanish for beer. Because in Spanish, beer means cerveza. No, cerveza means beer. Start again.
Oh my god, how dare you do
Sorry. Okay. Okay. Ah, that's so cool. So come back in. You pull. So the way they do their flights here, my cameraman wanted to take it to go. Now he's gonna have to hold the ice in his hands. Worth it? Love their popcorn. Wait, let me do it. Oh. Nope. Nope. I will. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Yay!